Man, so I want to get into this next relationship advice as we're circling all these things in this episode here.
Uh-oh.
I feel like this is another relatable one.
That is long.
It is hella long.
Can you summarize?
It is hella long.
Summarize?
I'll try my best. Okay. But to put it simply, this girl has a default coping mechanism because of her family and like her upbringing.
Okay.
She pretty much does a shutting down and does the silent treatment, which is putting a strain on her relationship. To give you some background, she has Asian parents. She wasn't allowed to be upset over anything because they provided food, shelter, nice materials is what they pretty much told her.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they were making really disparaging comments about her. She would actually get into trouble. I would actually get in trouble and screamed at for showing any emotion other than happiness. And when they were mad at her, she had to grovel and hide. Yeah, so I'm just giving you some just brief backstory because this is pretty long. So pretty much a lot of her upbringing has not been the greatest. And now she's in a relationship and she's given her partner the silent treatment in fear of like her saying hurtful or mean things to this person. And this is kind of like what she does. What are your thoughts on this one? Because I thought this was interesting because I know we've dealt with that whole silent treatment thing.
I mean, it sounds like So when trauma happens in your childhood with parents, you can usually, it's like you're either going to copy them or go the extreme opposite. That's what kind of happens. When you're traumatized by something, period, you usually either repeat it or you do the exact opposite.
I'm doing the opposite.
Usually, but the funny thing is usually both those have consequences.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have that medium. Yeah. So for her, it's like she went the opposite. So she's trying to be silent because she's scared that she's going to act like her parents, is what it sounds like.
Yep.
But with silence, you're not going to get anywhere either.
Yep.
So.
Because we learned that in our relationship, like that was like an issue. Where it's like we had an issue and then like you'd be silent and didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, he's just pointing at me.
No.
The one who leaves the room and then is silent for the rest of the night.
No, but I took that from you. Like I learned that from you, so I copied it. I'd never gotten in fights with my parents like that where I had to be silent. You did it like a month
ago, so for you being like, oh, I've learned and I'm so much better now.
In that disagreement, that was like, it was just getting too heated and I hate repeating myself and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not repeating this. I'm going to go off somewhere else. That's what that was. It's different than me.
Justify it.
Yo, I hate you. I hate you. All right.
True. All right. You put me on blast. I'm going to put you on blast.
I don't care. Blast away. Like, shoot. But as I'm saying, like, we had this issue. I don't think it's too much. I do think, to add to what you're saying, that if it is getting, like, that point where it could be explosive and heated and all that stuff, that, like, yeah, you should probably leave the room.
Well, yeah, time apart isn't bad. It's where silent treatments become... silent treatments could go on for days or weeks.
And that's
like
ridiculous.
if you really let them,
that is stupid.
And if you two, like both of you, no one's willing to break, that's when it gets pretty bad. Because you're literally never going to move forward.
And
then you're just stewing in it too. That's not fun.
Well, and that's the issue that she's having with her boyfriend. Is because he's saying you're being immature. Like we have to talk about whatever the issue is, and it's like she's just not for it.
Well, also it just sounds like she doesn't have the skills to do it either, though, which I get. It's like if you grew up in one thing and now you're expressing it the other way because you don't want to repeat. You're trying so hard not to do something wrong or be negative, but you don't know how to do it in a healthy way. So she has to actually like go back and learn that now. Which is fair.
So what you're telling me is this person would have to go seek therapy to learn and talk about this more.
Probably, but also or just learn it, look
But
up.
it's not something that you just...
No, but she could even start by just looking up. Like, you can start by looking stuff up online and like, if I do this, how do I do this? Or like, if I'm upset about this, how should I handle this? Or if this person makes me feel this way, like what, there's like, you can start somewhere. And also, the significant other has a responsibility to help them learn.
No, we're disagreeing. Nope. I'm not helping someone that wants to be silent to me. If you want to get silent after we have some type of... That's not what
it's about. You have to take yourself out of the mix right now.
If you want to get silent as we're having a disagreement, that is not happening.
You have to take yourself out of that.
No.
You have to... Because chances are he understands where she came from.
No, he's calling her immature and that we shouldn't get married.
You're not understand. Okay, I'm saying chances are he understands where she came from.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
That means sometimes you gotta put two and two together and be like, okay, so she's likely reacting this way because of what she knows or what she's trying to deflect from or like trying to not repeat. And therefore, yes, as a partner, you can help that person start to see the light. You can help that person start to move forward.
So
because you're taking it, this person now is taking it super personally when it might not be about him at all.
It is. That's how she reacts to the situation.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Her reaction may not be about him. It may actually be more about her and her past and what she's not trying to repeat.
Okay.
She's trying not to sabotage this, but actually she ends up kind of self-sabotaging it.
Okay.
But that's not her fault. She's not trying to.
Doug, okay. So if you're giving all this tea, tell her what he should start doing then. Like, you're giving all this talk, but
Instead of him being super offended that she's doing the silent treatment or whatever, talk to her about what she's been through in the past and how he can help her.
That doesn't help me. Because she's saying, I'm as you're talking, I'm giving you more information to this because it was a long read. And she's saying, like, she needs, like, a full, like, breather type thing for her to, like, possibly get out of this. So it's like... If those aren't helping, yeah. Like, I don't really get that. Like, if I'm giving you that full breather and we still can't go and talk about the whatever issue is happening, then what is it?
I mean, to be fair, when you and I have breathers, you don't always want to talk about it either.
Oh, no, because I'm...
After the fact.
Because when we get into disagreements, I'm not in a hot-headed place. Like, I'm... As much as, like, I may be, like... Yeah. As much as I may be like loud or whatever, like I'm thinking as we're talking, like I'm already like, this is how it's going to be. And even when this conversation cools down, that's my side of it. Like I'm telling you the same things I'm going to tell you if we were cool.
No, when you cool down, you have to be able to then rationally talk about it on both sides.
I'm always rationally talking.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
You're being ridiculous right now.
No, I always am. What do you... Yo, dog.
Being loud is not rational.
Well, being loud is a sign that someone's not listening, so you feel like you have to be loud.
Seriously?
I'm just saying. Like, that's a sign. So it's not about rational. That's not like a rational part. That's just a sign.
Stop defending all your shit through this episode. Seriously. You're literally defending all the stupid stuff you do.
Yo, I'm defending you also.
No.
You get loud.
I'm saying, yeah, I have problems in arguments, and that's why then I want to cool down and go back to talking about it like two adults.
But
you're always like, I'm going to say the same thing.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. This is the issue. So even when I'm loud or when I'm not, let's say if we had a cool conversation, I'm going to be saying the same things. Because as you're saying things, I'm taking it in, I'm thinking about it, and then I'm saying whatever it is. Whether my voice gets louder or higher, for me personally, because I can't speak for other people, it doesn't change. Like, the messages I'm saying does not change. You still
need to be able to honor that person by talking to them later.
But we always do that. I say that I'm not going to talk I'm not gonna continue with this because I'm gonna say the same things. So it's more so, okay, what else do you want to say to this?
Which then can have the opportunity to add what you want to.
Fired right now.
Yeah, because you're
guys,
talking like you're totally innocent here, and it's BS.
If you need to watch this on YouTube, she is getting like so heated. Like, ooh, your forehead on fire. Damn. Damn. Okay.
Anyways, like I was saying about their relationship, theirs, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, is that he needs to be able to help her get through this because clearly she's having issues because she had a very tough childhood and it is overwhelming for one person to go through. Therapy is amazing, but your partner still has to be supportive, period.
I say go to therapy.
And I say be a good boy.
I'm gonna I'm gonna add more to this because I feel like you're so vague in it, and that's my issue. He can help, but if it continues and what I'm saying is not holding you accountable for also you communicating and thinking about whatever the heck we're talking about, then I feel like we need therapy to dig deeper into this. Not even couples therapy, probably just individual therapy.
I understand that.
I'm talking about the relationship. Oh, relax. Take a sip of your water. Relax. Damn. Just,
I'm gonna spit it at you.
Yo, just chill. I feel like when you're in that, like, you had like, I feel like you have some type of form of PTSD.
Who?
The girl.
Yes.
Because when you're in that environment and you have to be fake happy to your parents, the people that freaking brought you into this world, you had no choice about it. And like their response to anything where it's like you always have to be happy. I don't give a fuck about anything that you have to say or whatever. You just always have to have a happy face. I give you food, I give you shelter, I give you clothes.
She's basically doing the same. Oh, maybe she's not totally opposite. She's probably doing the same thing, just in a different way. Because she's basically trying to not bring up anything make it worse.
That's her thing. She wants to be the opposite of which she wants to be silent because she doesn't want to say things that would be further an issue like her parents have done. They say things and it's just like, I didn't like these comments, so I don't want to give it to the next person is what she's doing. But with her not being able to properly communicate to her significant other, like that's the issue. Because I get it. I get where you don't want to say anything mean or anything.
He needs to make it feel welcome that she can do that, though. That's part of it. Because remember, she came from an environment. This is all she ever knew is that this is how you have to be, period. You cannot show anything besides happiness. He needs to make her feel comfortable enough to do that. Say like, yeah, sure, we're going to get in arguments. I may get upset. I may get mad. Whatever. You may get upset. You may get mad. That's fine. We'll work through it. Mm-hmm. But you need to be able to express that to me instead of being silent. I'm not telling you to be just happy all the time. I'm telling you to show me those emotions and that you're not going to run me away by showing me those emotions. That's the thing.
Emotions.
That's the kind of thing he needs to tell her.
Why do we need emotions in conversation?
Because you're not getting it. She was told she can only be happy. That's an emotion. He needs to be like, you can do this, you can do this, you can show me this, you can act this way, you can whatever. You're not going to run me off by being a human with multiple emotions. That's what he needs to have, like this welcoming environment first, because she knows nothing else. She probably assumes that she has to be this way with everybody, or else it's going to be a problem. So that's where he has to do his job. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's on her. Yes, she has to work through these things. Yes, but that's where he can help.
I agree. I'll give you that one.
There.
Yeah. Because I feel like when we've gone through this in the past, it's like just talk. Like, at the end of the day, I just want to communicate with this person that I plan on spending my life with. Like, we can't just sit here and not talk about whatever is the issue.
It's like that person needs to make it
again
okay and open arms without, like, I'm not going to run away if you show a real emotion or if you
a person.
Of
course, we don't know that detail because it wasn't that detail in the long read there. But
And
that
it might help to reiterate, even if he said it once before. It might help just to say it again every once in a while.
But I'm also not putting this totally on the guy.
It's not totally, but I'm saying that's where he can play his part. Because I'm sure that her feeling like she can't do this with anybody, it would help to hear that every once in a while. It could help trigger something.
If I was in that relationship, I would say, I'll do that, but you also need to work on yourself also.
Yes, we
Babe, stop.
We understand that. What the heck was that?
Like,
The heck was that?
yo, let me get this off.
That sounds so wrong. You need to redo those words.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, as long as she's like is seeking some type of therapy or is working on this or is reading books or something, because I'm sure there's like books or videos from like
there's
professionals.
great books about toxic parents.
Okay. We're not even gonna get into that one, but yeah. Okay. You threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, what?
Thank you for your input.
So, for this, I'll say, help her. Yes, I'm all about someone helping themselves, and if I see you helping yourself, I have no problem helping that person. I just can't. I have a problem with someone like just not helping themselves along with me helping them. That's my issue. So that's my thing.
Well, yes, and I have a problem. I have problems with people when I'm helping myself, but they don't want to help with me.
Okay. Are you taking a shot at me in here, like the freak?
Shots fired.
But that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Yeah, just communicate more. 3 C's. What are they?
Oh my god.
I'm saying, what are they to you? Like, damn.
Consent, communication, compromise.
Hey.
Oh boy, we gonna get merch, guys.
Oh my god. No, we're not. All right.
That'll be our first T-shirt,
I think it's
sweatshirt. We got 5 different colors.
I think it's time to wrap.
8 sizes. We're being inclusive.
8 different sizes.
I don't know.
I would make a joke, but I'm not trying to be rude to anyone. Hey, to be fair, I'm like I'm like an extra large because my shoulders are huge. It's not my fault.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean it's not my stomach, is it? Is it? Shoot. Yeah, we're being inclusive. Extra large. Extra large.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. A lot of relationship topics, things we got into on this one. I just thought like they all fit everything, all these current events. So guys, as always, what?
I'm just waiting.
One of these days, I want you to do the outro again.
I did just like a couple weeks ago.
I know, it was funny. That was funny. So guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give this video a like, subscribe on YouTube, on iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all that stuff, for new episodes every Tuesday and sometimes Friday, I'll say. We should have one up this Friday. As always, I am the greater half of Paging the Simpsons, Shadell, joined by the second greater half of Paging the Simpsons, my lovely fiance. She is. And we'll see. Yo, give me your name.
Lauren.
Okay, you're such a weirdo. And we'll see you guys this Friday.
Bye.
Peace.